everyone, thanks for joining me. I've just been guided to come on and channel some guidance. So the message they've just given me is, are you being honest with yourself? Now I feel that for many of you this is huge. This is a game changer. This is something that's happening for you at the minute, and I feel that it's been ongoing. It's been sort of in the background for some time, and for many of you this could have been years. You know something deep within, and you have been ignoring that. And I don't mean to point the finger or sort of, say you're wrong to have done that or anything like that. We all deal with things as and when we are ready. And I feel that what Spirit is saying now, what my team are telling me, is that it is now time to look at that. It's now time to address whatever it is that you've been hiding and you've been trying to sort of put down and bury. And for those of you that are in any doubt as to what this is, just ask your people, ask your team, your loved ones, ask for a sign. But I'm pretty sure 95% of you will already know what this is. So this is something that is, as I say, it's huge. It's something where you've got to a point where you cannot continue the way things are. You know something needs to change, and you're just not sure where to go with that, and that is perfectly normal. That is part of human nature. Feeling lost, feeling disconnected. The world beyond what we know in this current state, this comfort zone of where we are, is the unknown, and that is scary. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength to be able to step outside. If any of you have ever seen that symbolism before, the imagery of it being one step that's visible with a torch, just one step. If you imagine like a stairway going up, and you can only see that very first step, just seeing that, just being on that step, feeling ready, knowing that it is time to change and time to look for that next step, that next stage, that is key in itself. So for any of you who are feeling that, you're unsure whether it's the time, perhaps you're feeling you can't do this, you're not ready yet, you are ready. You have received this message. You are here now tuning in with me for a reason, because you are ready. Your soul, your guides, your loved ones are giving you this sign repeatedly. It could be that you've even had dreams relating to this issue, and I have no idea what this issue is for each of you, because it's individual, it's personal. But it's something big, it's something you've been aware of. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a change altogether. Perhaps you want to leave the country to move somewhere abroad. It could be a change in direction in general. Perhaps you just feel disconnected from who you are as a soul and what it is you desire, what your passions are. But whatever it is there, and it's been there for a very, very long time. So as I say, are you being honest with yourself? For many people, it's so much easier just to be in denial, just to be stuck on repeat, and just to stay where we are comfortable. And that's okay for so long. It really is. And, that brings us to the place of being ready. That grounds us in safety, security, comfort. And okay, this situation may not have felt comfortable. It might have been tough. It might have its challenges. But at the same time, you know what to expect in that position, in that situation. So mentally, you feel that you are in some form of control, that you have control over the situation, because you know what it is, you know what's coming. And obviously to break away from that, to go into the unknown, that scares you. And that is human nature. That is absolutely normal. Don't be afraid of that though. See that as a sign that actually, if you stay where you are in this comfort zone that you know deep down, your heart and soul knows is not right, then what's actually more scary than that is regret. It's coming back to a point, go to however far down the future, into the future, and look back at where you are and think, I stayed stuck there for so long. Why? Why, when my soul was calling to me, every bone, every bit of my body was telling me, I was receiving signs, messages, synchronicities, dreams, People were talking about this same thing, and it was almost reminding me of my own situation. Why then did I choose to just ignore it? Don't get to that point. Start the process. Start looking for that next step. You don't have to have it all planned out. Nobody does. Nobody knows the exact steps. Nobody has a plan of it. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. But you can start to investigate. So you can sit with yourself. You can sit with your own feelings and be honest with yourself. So instead of just squashing it, instead of just pretending everything's okay, when you know deep in your heart it's not, ask yourself, why is this not working for me? What feelings, emotions, what patterns of behaviour are repeating? What things are coming up for me? And just be truthful. It's not a counselling session. It's not that you go in and you're having to reveal all your secrets to somebody. This is to yourself. Just take some time to sit with yourself and ask, what is going on? What am I feeling? Or question this, what am I avoiding? What is it I'm too afraid to feel? Because sometimes the very thing that is most important, the very thing that is going to transform you and elevate you to that greater sense of self, that greater, deeper connection with soul, with source, with the purest energy of who you are, that is quite often the thing that we absolutely do not want to feel. We do not go there, we block it out, and we avoid it. So what is it you're avoiding? Is there something there that needs to be healed? Is there something that needs to be changed and transformed? Is there somewhere within you that needs some healing and some acceptance? And again, this is part of human nature. We're here to live these lives, to experience these different feelings. And at some point, we have to break down those layers. We have to break away this facade of who we have shown to the world. Because in truth, much of it is made up. It is literally a barrier. It is protection. If you imagine, it's like a bandage. We've been wrapping ourselves up for years to protect ourselves. Our defences are high and we are walled, we are guarded. So what are we guarding ourselves from? What is it we fear the most? Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Which part of me needs to change and why am I afraid? And take some time with that. Sit and really think about it. Think and feel what is going on. Because there will be an answer, and perhaps it won't come to you straight away, but for many of you, I feel that you already know what that is. And if you don't, just give it time, allow it to flow through you and allow it to come to you. But I feel that if you want this direction to change, if you need a shift, then the very first step we're talking about, if you're standing on those steps, or that step, should I say, that very first one, and you don't know where you're going next, well, the very next step is going inward. It's not about where you're going to go. It's not about who you're going to meet, what you're going to change. It's about what is going on here and now in the present moment, or what has already come to get you to this point in the moment. So what it is you're feeling, what is your pain, what is your trauma, what is it that you are afraid to leave behind? And I think, that's massive. It's quite often the things that have already happened to us that keep us stuck in this situation. You've invested so much time or so much energy, whether it's a job, a career, family situation, a home, whatever it may be, you invested that time, and the thought of throwing that all away scares you. You feel it's wrong, you feel guilty, you feel ashamed, you have a lot of self-doubt. But trust me, that holding on to something that is meant to have been left behind, that has served its purpose, it has served its time for when it was needed, letting go of that is massive. And that is something that you cannot miss. You cannot spend the rest of your life doubting and worrying, because then you will end up not knowing who you truly are. And I feel that, I'm not trying to sort of say I know it all. I absolutely do not. We're just getting ideas coming through here. But I think getting in touch with who you truly are as a soul and what you feel, what it is you desire, what it is you're afraid of, that is powerful. That is the recipe for change. So take some time, go within, be brave with yourself. Just ask yourself a few simple questions and sit with that energy. And if you already know what this thing is, this great transformative moment, and you know what's coming, Be ready. Be ready to leave some of that person who you have created with those bandages. Be prepared to leave some of that behind. You know, we are peeling back the layers of who we truly are. I've said this before many times. It's almost like layers of makeup, layers of paint. You know, if you get an old house and you do it up, you decorate it, you pull the layers of wallpaper off, you then find another layer of paint, and everything that made that house what it is when you first viewed it, when you first saw it and felt that energy, is because of what has been underneath those other layers. So they have been there for a reason. They have served their purpose. It's not that it wasn't meant to be. Everything is valuable. It's had its value. It has got you to where you are now. It has made you who you are now. But now is also the time to sort of be aware of those layers, to see which ones we can pull away, to reveal the truth of who you are as a soul. And the more you do that, the more you get underneath that heaviness, that facade, that barrier, that baggage, the more deeply connected you get with who you are. And that's where the happiness comes from. If we think of children before they've got into that stage of being burdened by like life's realities and day-to-day stresses and, you know, conditioning, limiting beliefs, whatever, when they're free, they're happy. That's what you're looking for. Who are you on a soul level? Where is that inner child? Where do you find your joy and your happiness and your peace? And then compare that with how you are now, how you show up for yourself, for others. How do those two differ? What's different between them? Is there a fear there? Are you afraid of something? Are you protecting yourself from something? Are you avoiding something perhaps because it feels uncomfortable or it feels unknown? Are you in self-doubt and you're making yourself feel small because you feel that you haven't got the confidence to step forward as the true soul and being that you are? Ask yourself, what is going on? Am I being honest with myself? Am I living my full life authentically? Or am I wearing many, many layers of bandages, of backdrops of different lifetimes and different sort of traumas and wounds? Am I wearing other people's stories? Or is this who I am fully? Am I showing up as me? Or am I showing up as a parent, a grandparent, a friend, perhaps an ex-partner? You know, we can acquire different ways of feeling, thinking, believing because of the life experiences we have. So ask yourself, is this who I am? Am I being honest with myself? And where do I want to go? Okay, I hope that resonated. I hope there was something in there that's inspired you to do that work and to go within. And, you know, as always, I say this, I haven't got things all worked out at all. It's part of life. It's part of my own development as much as it is for yours and everyone else's. So when I receive this guidance, I will go back and I will re-listen and I will take note myself, because there's always a powerful message in there for all of us. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.